All right, let's start with your name, year, and major.
My name's Sam. I'm a junior, and my major is biology.
How long have you attended the University of Florida?
1 year in January.
All right, where did you attend previously?
I went to Iowa State University.
Okay.
Yes.
Do you own a car, scooter, or motorcycle?
I own a car and a moped.
All right.
Scooter. I'm from Iowa, so we say moped.
Do you have a parking decal for it?
Yes, I do.
Do you live on or off campus?
I live off campus, but we live decently close. I'd say we're one of the closest housing complexes to campus.
Have you always lived where you live now, or did you live somewhere previously?
You mean while I've been at Florida?
Yeah.
Yeah, I lived at Keys last spring, and then I moved into this house at the beginning of fall of 16.
Okay. Where are most of your classes located on campus?
There are a few located central campus, like McCarty Hall, and then there are some way out past Shands in the Animal Science Veterinarian Complex.
So, how do you usually get to campus?
I use my moped every day. I've only walked once, and that was because my moped was broken.
How long does it take you to take your moped there?
It takes about 5 minutes depending on traffic. If there's no traffic, I can get to campus in 3 minutes. But in the morning when I go to class, it's usually like 8 a.m. And so professors and students are all coming. And it's one-way street on, I think it's called Gale Limrand. It's a one-way, and it makes for very hectic streets when there are a lot of cars trying to get there. And when I come home, it's the same thing on 8th Street, University, pretty much Archer. All those roads are very high traffic.
How often do you take a car to campus?
Never. I don't have a car here in Gainesville with me.
Okay.
But if I did, it would be very... I don't even know where I would park a car, to be honest, because there's not much parking.
Yeah. Do you ever ride with friends in their cars to campus?
Yeah, sometimes my friends take me. We'll go study on campus and we'll take a car if it's cold or rainy. Most of the reason I got a moped and didn't bring a car down is because the moped I knew would be a lot easier and quicker to park as opposed to a car. I couldn't get out to half my classes with that car because I have a class at 9:35 to 10:25, and then I have 15 minutes to get all the way from chemistry lab building to the vet med building, which is across Archer and past another road. If I had a car, there's no way I would be able to park it somewhere close to my class and then go get it and go all the way to my other class.
Yeah. How long does it take you to drive to the...
It depends from where. From our house, which is on the other side of campus. We're past University, past 8th Street a little bit. And it takes about 15 minutes, 10 to 15 minutes from here, but from campus, I would say it's about 7 to 8. But I use usually I'm late to that class even with a moped just because it's off campus.
Where do you usually park your scooter?
I park it in scooter parking lots by Gator Dining. There's 2 of them there. And then the one by the rec center on campus. But there's a lot of spots for mopeds.
So you say it's pretty easy to find parking for your scooter?
Yeah. still have to walk a little bit, but it's not as much as a car.
Have you noticed any like seasonal fluctuations with parking on campus?
Not too much. I mean, you would think in the colder times you'd see more transportation, like vehicles on campus, but I wouldn't say that I've noticed it.
Is the traffic bad on campus?
Yes. As I said earlier, it's really bad, especially on, I'd say Gale Limrand is the worst, and then after about 4:30 to 5, you can't get anywhere on the main roads. And having a scooter is really nice because if you're really in a rush, it's illegal, but you can go on the sides and maneuver your way past people, so that's nice.
Have you ever received a parking ticket on campus?
Yes, I have. There was a time that so my moped broke down way off campus at the beef unit. I'm an animal science biology major, so I'm pretty much pre-vet, and we were out there for a lab looking at how cattle are raised, and driving out there, I would say it was easily 20 minutes off campus, and my moped broke down 20 minutes off campus, and so I had to use our house has an extra moped, so I used it to drive to campus and park, and it was Friday night of Thanksgiving. No, it was the Thursday night of Thanksgiving, I believe, or Wednesday. I don't remember. Whatever day we got out, it was the last day before Thanksgiving break, and so no one was on campus except parking officials, apparently. And I parked the moped not knowing that I was parking illegally. I parked it in the place I always park it with my scooter, but this scooter didn't have an updated registration. But I didn't know that. It was the only day I used it because my moped was broken down and I needed to get to class. And so I parked it, and when I got the ticket, I was pretty angry, and I appealed it because in my mind, first of all, there's no one on campus. So, like, literally, there was a row, like the moped parking. My scooter was the only one in that parking. And I had a ticket sitting in my apartment. And it's not like I didn't pay to park there. Technically, I still had the right to park there, in my opinion, because I paid for it and I wasn't using 2 moped spots. So I was pretty upset. And I'll probably fight that as long as I can, and if they make me pay it, I'll be pretty upset because I didn't purposely break the law. I paid for a spot, and it just makes me mad because the parking ticket was like $35 or something, and it's compared to what I paid for the parking spot, it's like a huge chunk of that. So it just makes me mad that it just feels like the University of Florida is trying to make an easy money off of people for no reason. Because, I just don't see the point of getting that parking ticket, especially because my moped was the only one in the row, and this was parked by the rec center on campus, by that new athletic building for athletes, student athletes to study at, and no one was in the parking spot, and I had a ticket, so I was upset about that.
You said you appealed it, right? Did you ever get the results back from that?
They still haven't gotten back to me.
How long ago was that?
It was the Thanksgiving time.
So it's been like a solid 2 months.
So I don't know.
Oh man. Have you had any experience with parking on other college campuses?
Yes, Iowa State University I attended for a year before coming to Florida last spring. And I would say Iowa State's parking for cars was a lot better, but that might be partially because Iowa State is very cold. I mean, the state of Iowa in general, like Floridians complain when it gets down to 40, and I started complaining when it got down to 40, but in Iowa it gets below 0, and so you really do need a car to get places. One time you can't ride a moped either in that weather, and I got frostbite a couple times even with a car at Iowa State, and they have a lot better busing system than Florida does too. But they have better parking, I would say.
Okay.
And the streets aren't as bad.
Overall, do you think parking on campus is a problem here at the University of Florida?
I would say for cars, probably.
Mm-hmm.
And I would say that Florida is exploiting students with the parking tickets they give, too. I think it's unfair, some of them that they give. And the price that you have to pay. I mean, I know students who have gotten parking tickets and their mopeds were moved out of the parking spot that they parked in, and they appeal it, and they don't get the appeal. Like, they don't win the appeal, and so they have to pay a parking ticket when they parked legally just because somebody moved their moped out of the parking spot. And I don't know. I just think it's a little overboard.
Yeah. Do you believe it would be costly to solve the problem of parking on campus?
Yeah, you have for cars, you'd have to build like parking ramps and stuff. And you'd think with all the money they make off of us from ticketing us, they would have done it by now. I don't know how the finances work here. I think that they could fix the system of how they fine students. I think students feel like they're already paying enough for tuition, and no one sees where their money's actually going. I'm sure it all goes places that's needed, but when you get a parking ticket on top of paying, I don't know, if you're out of state, it's like $42,000 a year. In-state, what is in-state? I could be a little off on that number. It's a lot of money.
It's a lot less than that, actually.
And you just, when you're doing the right things and you get a parking ticket when you didn't even mean to park legally,
yeah,
it's really upsetting. So I think they could be a little less aggressive with how they give tickets.
All right. Okay, well, I think that's all I have for you. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.